Hi, I'm George K. This is my father Niels.
Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of Father and Sonthesizer. We're on episode 21 already.
21.
Yeah. We wish all of you a happy new year / happy new decade and hope you've had a nice time over the holidays. We've spent our holidays quite productive, haven't we?
Absolutely.
As you might know from last episode, we are building a modular mixer at the moment. And this week we've got another channel strip for you for this modular mixer. And this channel strip features an analog sample rate reducer or Bitcrusher. And we've also built a 3320 filter because the 3320 chips have finally arrived.
Yay.
Yeah, so without further ado, let me show you how the Bitcrusher sounds, how the filter sounds, and how it all works together. So, welcome back to the generative rack. Right here we have the mixer, the modular mixer that we're working on, and this here is the Bitcrusher channel strip. Let me show you how it sounds without the bit crushing. And now let's add some bit crushing. As you can hear, there's some sample rate noise. That doesn't go away. And then we've also got some control voltage for the VCO that's powering the sample and hold. Let's check that out. And there we go, that's the Bitcrusher. Now let's check out the new filter. Okay, so this is what I use for the bass in almost everything I do. This is my synth bass setup, and until very recently I've been using this Music from Outer Space 24 dB filter. But now we've got this right here, the 3320 filter that we talked about earlier. Let's check it out. I haven't put on any knobs on it yet, because this cutoff knob is still going the wrong way and I still need to fix that. Now let's check out the bass. Now with some resonance. As you can see, we've got two CV inputs right here, with attenuators for each. Now let's run the same loop we had earlier, but let's play with the bass a little on this one. And now let's talk about these two modules. Okay, now that you've heard what the new modules sound like, let's talk about the things that went wrong, as usual.
Went wrong and what were the obstacles?
Yeah, of course.
To build this. So when George proposed the idea to build a Bitcrusher module, I asked, what now? I've never heard about such a thing. So I was asking the internet what is a Bitcrusher, and found various schematics, and soon realized that most of them really use a sample and hold that gets a clock rate to sample the clean audio signal.
Yeah, and if that
thus
goes
producing a distorted, sampled audio signal. I took my breadboard, and because was a fairly small circuit, I have this beautiful LF398, an 8-pin sample and hold chip. Very cheap, very reliable. It's my preferred solution for sample and holds. Plus I found a schematic for a VCO, where the heart is in cheap and simple NE555 timer chip, also only 8 pins. Well, I built it on the breadboard and let the power come, and the sample and hold chip was fried. My problem was from my stock of parts I took an LM358, which is an operational amplifier.
And not a sample and hold.
And not the sample and hold chip, and they didn't agree on the pin layout, so
You completely fried that chip.
fried that
That
chip.
op amp is gone.
Yeah.
Gone forever.
But then I picked the right chip, the sample and hold, and on the breadboard it worked beautiful. So I sat down and created a new PCB with the sample and hold, the VCO, and all the mixer part that belongs on our channel strips. And after building the PCB and populating it, it more or less started to work immediately, which was a very good feeling actually.
Yeah. And then onto the 3320, which we had a few more issues with.
Yeah, indeed.
You based the design on a 24 dB filter?
Yeah, 24 dB low pass filter from the preferred schematics from the manufacturer. You can find those schematics on electrodroid.com. I took that design because, unlike the other designs, it does not rely on an additional -5 volt supply, which I was not really wanting to build. And because I do have plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt, and my module should be sufficient with that.
Yeah.
The reference schematic was relying on a plus minus 15 volt supply, so I said, what the heck, I'm just going to try it. It was a very small PCB and very little parts for a 24 dB filter.
Yeah,
Very
especially
nice.
compared to like the Amphos or the
Yeah.
Raging Bull or things
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
that we never got to work.
That's right. Don't
And-
remind me. And well, so it was built quickly. I turned it on and there was noise coming out, some sound. But
Well, before you built it, there was something else, wasn't there?
was it?
Yes.
What?
Weren't you looking for a chip?
Darn! I tend to forget that. Yes.
Yeah, you should.
I
Before you started assembling the PCB, you had to actually find the 3320 chips.
which arrived in early December last year.
So they've been around here for quite a while, and you thought you stuck them in with the 3340 VCO chips,
Yes.
and then you didn't find them. I was sitting over on the couch playing some game on my iPad, and you were searching your ass off. You were like, "Where are these damn chips?"
I was.
You were so
getting
frustrated.
So annoyed, really.
You actually ordered a new batch, another 10,
Another 10 chips for like €55.
and then
In
I
total?
got up from the sofa, took one look into the 3340 cabinet, and found them.
They
So
were-
now we have 20 of the 3320 chips.
we are going to build a lot of filters.
Yeah, we have to build a lot of filters with these.
Yeah. The bag with the chips just dropped down one floor, and that's why I didn't find them. Anyhow, once we fired the VCF up, we actually got sound out. I was happy. I called for George, and
Well,
he told me, no, Niels, this does not sound right.
this was not correct at all, because first of all, the filter didn't completely close. Second of all, the resonance was always up. You could always hear it almost self-oscillating. And third of all, the CV input and filter filter cutoff knob and all were all inverted. So when you added CV, it closed the filter instead of opening it. That was quite a bother.
Yeah, that was really bad. It was not usable. So
Not at all, no.
no. I created a new PCB, added a few operational amplifiers at the CV part. So that seemed to be okay, but then now the turning orientation for the CV, everything was fine, but still too much resonance.
Yeah, it oscillated almost the whole time.
Same problem. So the other day I took a fresh look onto that and found that I was talking before about the minus 5 volt that most of the designs have. I was using minus 12 volt, and I forgot that there's a resistor between the minus 12 volt reference and the chip. And this resistor, I suspect, is limiting the current that controls the filter itself. So it was always overdriven. I added a potentiometer, we figured out a nice value for that, so that the filter works, and I put a 2 kilo ohm resistor in between there instead of the trimmer, and now you've heard it.
You've heard it.
It's beautiful.
And that was it for this week, this episode. We hope to see you all again next week. We've got something special coming up. We have another channel strip already finished, and you are going to love it. We have quite a few modulation effects for next week.
Yeah.
One modulation effect.
That's right.
Specific. Thank you very much for watching. Check out Niels' Instagram and my Instagram. That's where we post our updates, and see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching, and remember,
Stay curious.